Lights are out on the V8 Super Tourers safety car as this big field of the Motor Honda Cup cars come round to face the lights here at mighty Manfield. It is round 6 of the Motor Honda Cup Championship, and away we go. And Al Stewart, it is a championship battle unfolding right before our very eyes in the front row.
It sure is. You know, you've got the two guys leading the championship on the front of the grid. Two dissimilar cars, huge power difference with only 2 points between them. So these guys will be really fighting it out today in these adverse conditions.
So it is Mark Walters. He is just 2 points adrift of Shane Parsons. Parsons in second place. A good start from the second row for Richard Gee. That's him in third, and in behind him Trevor Strong. But conditions absolutely awful here at Manfield today. It's going to be a true test of man and machine, Alan.
Sure, you know, but sometimes it's a balancing act. Sometimes the high horsepower cars can be hard to handle in these conditions, and as you see here, the 1800 210 horsepower cars leading the 300 horsepower 2-litre car, so driver skill really comes into play.
So down the straight they go here at Manfield, this 3.03 kilometre circuit. You see the rest of the field fanning out. 22 cars faced the starter today. There was a few upsets, I guess you'd say, from some mishaps in the qualifying. Oh, and someone's gone round there, and that looks like it was car number 30. So already the inclement conditions have claimed Gary Morrell by the look of it. We'll keep an eye on that. And a change at the front of the field as well, as they come through again, and it's Parsons now in the lead, Alan.
Yeah, Parsons has got the power in the straight line. Mark Walters possibly the more experienced driver, so it's interesting to see whether Mark can pull on his skills and keep with the faster car. Some of these cars back in the field aren't running on wets, they'll be running on intermediate, so yeah, we're sure to see a few cars off the track and spinning as they try and get around.
So just to remind you, 4 classes up for decision here. Championships within championships in the Motor Honda Cup. We've got the H1 class, which is the 1.6 litre cars, the H2, the 1.8 litre class, the H3, which is the 2 litre cars, and the H4, the older 2.2 litre cars. But it is Shane Parsons out in the front at the moment, and he is in the 2 litre CRX. Behind him, Mark Walters. Now, Mark Walters is in the 1.8 litre car, and you heard Al mention the horsepower difference. It's come down to driver ability here. This is the championship right here in front of you.
Yeah, so you know, we've got a guy coming second who's running in a separate class, so he's going for a class win, and he's also going for an outright win. Richard Gee's coming up in third. He's in a 2 litre car. Then Trevor Strong in the Evolve EK. He's also running in the 2 litre class. Just in front of him is Gary, who's winning the 1600 class. And
there is Gary Wilson there, and he's in a battle with Warren Tunley in the 1600cc class.
Yeah, so Warren's not far behind, and again, he's been a driver with a huge amount of experience versus a young enough comer, and they've battled it out for the whole season in a huge different range of conditions, and really, you know, coming down to this for the end of the season.
Well, that's what it's been all about, hasn't it? I know that Mark had a DNF in the last round, but also Shane had problems as well, so pretty much even Stevens with championship finishes.
Yeah, well, you know, over a 6-race series, you're racing on different tracks, different conditions, and reliability comes into play as well, so you never really know who's going to be there until the last round.
So this is Gary Wilson there. Just in front of him at the moment is Trevor Strong. So this is Wilson, the 30s trailer car. This is the race leader, though, car number 52. This is Shane Parsons. Now, we saw Shane Parsons do amazing things at Hampton Downs in the dry, so this is a very quick and a very adaptable car, Al.
Yeah, and for Shane, look, he's not a local, and unfortunately most of the guys that live north of Taupo don't like coming down here. The GTS doesn't work, but he's come down. He learnt the track yesterday in the wet, and he's got out, and he's doing really well for a guy that's not used to driving at Manfield.
Well, 3 races over the weekend for the Motor Honda Cup, and as I said, this is the final round of their 6-round championship. So they'll be handing out the trophies and the certificates at the end of the weekend. Hopefully it's not a wet weekend all through the 2 days here at Manfield, as Richard Gee goes off in the number 34, was in 3rd place, so he's thrown that away.
Yeah, once again, Richard's doing double duty this weekend, media guy for the Super Tourers and running, and he has said to me that it's pretty hard on the head trying to clear the media duties out when he gets in his car, so possibly that's the problem.
Well, you just saw on the replay there, he was very lucky not to have Trevor Strong collect him.
Yeah, he's doing same thing. Richard, he's retailed his car this year, gone up from the 1600 class. He won it last year, and he's running a 2 litre, and big jump in speed, and you know, quite a bit for him to get to grips with.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the evolution of this class, because there'll be a lot of people watching this that wouldn't have seen the Motor Honda Cup before. It kind of came through from the SS2000s, didn't it?
Oh, it started. I went to America and was on a working holiday and raced in Honda Challenge in America. and came back, and yeah, we set up a Honda class running within SS 2000. And
that's number 44 going off. That's Gavin Boyne.
Yeah, Gavin understeered off there into the stones. I think Gavin's a guy, running intermediate tyres, so really hasn't got quite the grip that the guy running full wets. The 1600 races coming together there. You've got the two leaders, Gazza and Nutty. Nutty's pulled in Gary.
So once again, battles within battles here for the overall championship. Just 2 points separated Mark Walters from Shane Parsons, and at the moment it is Parsons leading, Walters in second. You heard Ellen say that the battle on your screen there between Nutley and Gary Wilson, the battle in the 1600 class. You see the series sponsor, Tim Pollard, having a good little race here. I talked to Tim just before he climbed into the car before this one, El, and you will well know that Tim, not a big fan of the wet conditions.
No, Tim's one of these guys that likes to have a lot of experience on the track, and when things aren't 100% right, quite often he starts to worry about things. Just in front of him's another DC5, Sean Bears. He won the Winter Series early this year, so he decided to come back and have a run. And he's an experienced rally driver, done a lot of club events on the gravel, so he's pretty adaptable in these sort of conditions.
Nathan Strachan doing a pretty good job, because he was one that struck problems in the qualifying, so he's starting to come up through the field now, currently sitting up in 10th place. Yeah,
well, Nathan's another guy that's a Taranaki guy. He's done a lot of rallying, and you normally find these guys that have done a lot of tar sealed events and raced on the gravel are pretty good on the wet. They have good feel for the car, and they tend to drive them more on the limit.
So this race starting to unfold here, battles within battles, and maybe I'm a bit of an optimist, Al, but I think I see a drying line.
We can always be hopeful. I think it is, yeah. I think typical Manfield, the wind changes through 90 degrees every 5 minutes, and occasionally the sun will shine. And I think, yeah, the rain's dropping off, the track seems to be dry. These guys will be having to deal with the effects of wets, full wets on a drying track. They need to find the wet rather than the dry.
Martin Dunn leading this little battle group. This is the battle for 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th on your screen. He's Dunn in the 77 car. Behind him, Strachan. Then it's Van Beers, and it's Tim Pollard. And then behind Tim Pollard, it would be car number 20 by the look of it.
Yeah, Logan Burrell, he's another guy that joined the series this year, running an H22 powered Civic. Really come on well this year, and he's going to have a break over the winter and come back. And I think he's looking to go for the win in the championship next year.
Martin Dunn just driving up the inside of a couple that have already had problems out there. We mentioned Gary Boyne, number 44. He went off all on his own, and so did car number 30, Gary Morrell. This is the race leader, though, as we go back to the front of this big field of Motul Honda Cup cars. Now, this is the end of your championship season, Al, so if people are watching this at home, how do they get involved? How do they get involved in the racing, say, for next year?
Well, we run, as soon as the series finished, we run a winter series, a 4-round series, which is really designed for our rookies. The guys that have run probably for the last 2 seasons normally take a break and mentor the young guys. We run at each track with the varying enduro races, sprint races. And yeah, the best way is probably to go to the website, www.hondaco.co.nz, and rules are there, dates are there. There's a forum where we can talk to each other about things, and yeah, it's all about helping the new people coming into the class. There's cars changing hands, and you know, we're building the class.
Well, I tell you what, it says on our timing monitors that there's something like a 3.5 second gap between first and second, but have a look at it on your screen, folks, because Mark Walters is going to drive into the boot of Shane Parsons as we get to the business end of this one. We could have a banner finish here, Al, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah,
well, you know, this is the sort of racing that it's all about. We've got an engine builder with a real high horsepower car, and we've got another guy who's got a, as you can see, unaerodynamic Grandma car that's sitting on the tail, and it's always hard to understand how a guy can pedal that little car so fast when he's got such a reduction in horsepower compared to the leader.
Well, it just looks to me that Walters might just have a bit of an edge as they go through the infield S's here and up into the hairpin, and he's really starting to put the pressure now on Shane Parsons. Now, we saw this when we televised the first race, the first round at Hampton Downs, and these two, man, they know how to battle. Out of the hairpin they come, down the Denny Holm straight they'll go into Higgins, and this is a make-or-break corner, and I don't know, Al, maybe Parsons has just got that gap he needs.
Yeah, I think Mark may be foxing a little bit. He may have picked the spot where he needs to make the move, and he thinks he'll hold it till the end because Parsons definitely got the speed.
Well, Parsons has certainly got the drive as they go down the long back straight here at the Manfield Auto Course. This 3.03 kilometre circuit. This guy's lapping in the 122, so a whole lot slower than what they were doing in the dry. But this is not only the race battle, but the championship battle here as they come down with laps to run. It is Parsons just holding on by the skin of his teeth from Walters. Back in third place, it's still Trevor Strong. Look at this. Walters wants to have a look down the inside as they head down into Toyota. Will he be the last man to go to the brakes? No. Parsons crosses him.
Yeah, these guys did this for 3 races at Hampton, and they're doing it again now. They've been doing it all year, actually, and, you know, good friends and good races, and, you know, this is what it's all about. Close racing, no contact.
You know, we've talked about it before in the Honda Cup and also the BMW E30s. It's as competitive as you like on the racetrack, but these guys are great mates. You mentioned it yourself. They help each other off the track in the pits. They have a great social scene. It's a great little class.
Yeah, well, you know, as well as building the race class, it's important to build the culture, and, you know, the culture of friendship and assistance. You know, it's always very hard to crash into someone when they're your buddy driving along next door, so it helps the racing, and we have a really great time on and off the track.
So last lap, and I think Kevin Varney's going to play a part in this. No, he just does the sensible thing and holds his line. That's Varney in the Hydrolink colours Honda. This is the battle for the front running, though. Parsons is in front, and I know the camera lens foreshortens it, but there's not a lot in it. There's not a heck of a lot in it down the back straight for the last time. Now, can Walters conjure up something here in the closing stages of this race? It's Parsons in the lead. Parsons was 2 points behind Walters in the championship. This is going to change now. Down to the finish line they'll come, and it will be car number 52, and that is the Admark Imaging ITM Honda of Shane Parsons gets the win. In second place it will be Mark Walters, and in third place it will be Trevor Strong. A couple of lap cars coming through there. There's Kevin Varney, the production car champion of New Zealand. Strong across the line in third place, and then it will be Wilson and Tunley. So that 1600cc battle continues here at Manfield.
I'll go over and talk to the people in the office where they handle the timing. Yeah, okay. It just looked like your sort was being done by the car number as opposed to the time. Yeah. No, it didn't change it. Yeah.
Yeah, sure thing, Ken. Race 1 of the Motul Honda Cup is in the books, and it's Shane Parsons getting the win from Mark Walters. In third place it is Trevor Strong, and in fourth Gary Wilson. Fifth place is Richard Gee, and in sixth Warren Tunley. Seventh Nathan Strackham, Martin Dunn, Tim Pollard, and in 10th place Sean Van Beers.